Hello, it's me again. This is my third video doing basically what I do best, talking about comics. Um I got 11 I think this time for you. It's going to be quite fast. Let's start real quick with Avengers Assemble number 4. Wow, I didn't know it was that long. It's been running that long. Don't really care. It's basically just tying, oh look, Thanos, he was at the end of the Avengers. We're gonna put him in a book. And Guardians of the Galaxy because they're trying to do more cosmic stuff. Don't care. Don't really care about cosmic. Avengers versus X-Men versus number 3, right? Yep, 3. Up until I think last issue, the Avengers had been winning everything until one match Spider-Man lost, and now the Avengers lose completely in this. I'm an Avengers guy, so screw that. Batman Arkham Unhinged number 3. Online stories they put out and then put into a book. This one focuses on the relationship in Arkham City between the Joker and Penguin. So I mean, it doesn't really matter unless you've played the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games. It's okay. I like the covers mainly, but I mean, it was a good story. It wasn't the best. Um, Captain America and Hawkeye 632. The first two issues were good. This, not so much. And I think Callum Bunn, I think is the guy's name, is writing it. He was asked, basically, he did an interview and he was asked about some characters, and basically he said that the overreaching arc, because 633 will be Captain America and Iron Man, and he was asked about the overreaching arc and how they're all going to tie in. He said it's going to be a secret society. And he said, it's a secret society I'm making up. Yes, because Marvel doesn't have enough secret societies in their damn universe. Come on. So, this issue I wasn't too happy with. Especially knowing with that coming up. Avengers 27. It was interesting. Basically, the Protector, this guy, who was Captain Marvel, Marvel Boy, whatever. He betrays the Avengers for his homeworld, the Kree. For his people, and then he betrays the Kree, and now he's got no home. These next two issues, basically, their covers promised, but I don't think they really. This one, maybe. The cover, look at that. Badass fight between Batgirl. It's Batgirl number 10. Badass fight between Batgirl and I don't know who the hell that is, but it was a good issue. I think it's starting a great arc between this new group of villains that she's gonna have to fight in Gotham, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's this great little thing. She's fighting some hoods trying to steal cars at a rich party, and then all of a sudden, one runs away and gets caught in a bear trap, totally destroys his leg, and so she leaves the guy with security against her better judgment, and then runs off. And then eventually runs into these villains, and they have that guy again who they amputated his leg. Could have been saved. They just decided to chop it. Well, stuff happens to that kid, and then these villains want her to join them. They're basically anti-heroes or whatever. They think we can solve crime through killing everybody, which is not the Bat Family's way, of course. So it's an interesting read, and I think the arc is going to be pretty good. The next one is Demon Knights number 10. I get this basically because Paul Cornell wrote Doctor Who. He wrote a couple of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who. And he did a great run on action. This I've been enjoying. But this issue, the cover, look at that. King Arthur, behold the undead king, King Arthur. Well, actually, he's wearing King Richard's tunic, the three lions. But, King Arthur coming back from the dead. I was all excited. And it doesn't happen till the very end. The issue's about them in a boat traveling across the Atlantic or the Channel, I don't know what, but just traveling and getting hit by a sea serpent. I'd rather have, undead King Arthur. It was cool. Because the last issue, this guy Etrigan, if you don't know who he is, he's a demon. Him and a human are, forever locked. They swap places. The demon goes to hell, the human's here. Then Jason Blood, the human, goes to hell, and the demon's here. Etrigan goes to hell and tells, we see Satan. And Satan, he says, he looks like a fallen angel. It was really cool the way they drew Satan. I was really impressed with the detail. And he says, I found King Arthur. And so they're making this, plan to betray the rest of their group to bring King Arthur to hell. And I was like, could be interesting. Nothing so far. Green Lantern number 10. Indigo Rising. This is the the end of the history of the Indigo Tribe. You know, we find that Abin Sur, the guy who Hal replaced, created the Indigo Tribe to help reform villains throughout the universe. It's been good. Sinestro, who at the start of the book was became a Green Lantern again, is has been under the control for a while, and now he's freed. The thing you take away from this is at the very end, at the end of Blackest Night, this dude Black Hand was taken by the Indigo Tribe to be reformed. Well, he gets free, and basically he doesn't want to be there anymore. He's hated it. He's known he's there, and he's hating it. And he runs off a cliff, kills himself. And if you've read Blackest Night, the thing he would do is he would choke up, he'd hack up a black ring and raise the dead. Well, he brings himself back to life. It was pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. Next issues, the next run's supposed to start the Revenge of Black Hand, is what they're calling it. Captain America 13. I believe this is the end of the storyline. Let me check. Because in all honesty, nope, it's got one more issue. It had a great premise. Some of it's been interesting, some of it hasn't. Basically, it's a superhuman witness protection program. Hydra agents turn state's evidence, and then they get put in this program. Well, this dude, Scourge, he's a new Scourge, who I've never heard of before. He turns out to be an old Captain America ally from, the 80s or 90s, 70s, whatever. Because Brubaker's good about bringing back old people who nobody remembers. He's like, oh, well, you look at these issues. This is where their history is. He's like, oh, okay, cool. But I don't know. I thought it'd be really good. It's good, but it's not as good as I was hoping. And I hate to say that because I love me some Captain America, in case you can't tell, with, not that way, that way. Like, this big Captain America poster. Damn it. I'm using a mirror here almost. Right here with two Caps fighting. This Cap sketch. This Cap thing right here. Actually, that's by my favorite artist, Steve Epting. I got all these other Cap sketches over here. You can half see. All these comic books right here. They're all Captain America stuff, signed. So, I like him. But it's not... What's going on right now isn't the best, I don't think. Next up, Resurrection Man number 10. The 2 days before this came out, they announced they're canceling Resurrection Man at 12. And I was so mad. And this basically starts him going to the lab, the people who did all this stuff to him, made him to where he can die, come back to life with a brand new superpower each time. It's been good. Basically, it's him with shadow manipulation powers, and they've gone after a bit of the lab, and they get attacked, realize they're in the wrong place, but then they find out where to go, and so it ends with them heading straight to it. But look at that. The cover makes you think he's already there. He's gonna... It's already happening. So this is another time when the cover doesn't live up to it. Batgirl kind of didn't feel like there wasn't that much action. Demon Knights, he never fought King Arthur. King Arthur pops up in the last panel. In this, he's not being tortured at all. He never makes it to the lab. The next up, my pick of the week is Batman number 10. It's been revolving for me, depending on the week, either Resurrection Man or Batman. And this week they just happened to both come out at the same time. And Batman wins because this is not the end, but it's got one more issue after this for the whole owl thing that Scott Snyder's been doing. And in this, big spoiler alert, it's mythos changing, as everybody's been calling it. Batman, you find out, has a brother, and he's the new Owlman for the New 52. And this is, I actually want to point this out. This is the regular cover. It's got Batman, he's holding an egg, and he's got little wings behind him. Well, he destroys the Night of and after the Night of the Owls, he destroys the Court of the Owls. He knows who they all are. He goes after every single one of them that he can find. And here's one thing I love. This is the variant the guy at the comic shop had, and I went ahead and bought it. Here's Batman, but in his figure is all of not what the Court of the Owls masks they wore. They're all broken and shattered. There's some blood in there. I thought that was a great variant, so I picked up both covers. And now my old pick, the Flashback story I think everybody should read, Resurrection Man again. I love this book. It's the original run from the 90s, part 1. There's 2 parts, I believe, because it's about half of the run, so I'm guessing they're going to release the second one. Great. It's same writer and artist, same writers, Dan Abnett and Annie Lanning, who are doing the ongoing. Butch Geist, the original artist, they're all the co-creators. The best part, issue 10, he runs into Hitman, an old villain, or his anti-hero, keeps killing him until he gets a cool power so he can do whatever he needs to do. Funniest thing I've read. Go pick it up.